Hi everyone, welcome to the Abinash Panda show, and this is the part 2 of You Can Sell Book Summary. And in this podcast, we will discuss the rest of the summary of the You Can Sell book, which is written by Mr. Shiv Khera. So before starting this podcast, I will request you to avoid the cooler sound and focus on my words and the knowledge we will get from this book and from this video, from this podcast. So let's start the video without any delay. So let's start with the burning desire, because in the last podcast I already told, in order to succeed or in order to achieve success in the game of sales, you need a burning desire and an attitude to learn. So what is the burning desire? There is a short story regarding Socrates and a young man. Socrates, the great philosopher, and a young man. Let's go to the story directly. Once a young man asked Socrates the secret of his success. So Socrates asked the young man to meet him at the riverside. The next morning they both met. Socrates asked the young man to walk into the water, and the young man did. He walked into the water, and suddenly Socrates went behind that young man and dug him into the water. And the kid was in underwater, and Socrates held him there till the kid started turning blue. The Socrates pulled him out, and first thing the kid was to take a deep breath. Socrates asked him, "Son, when you were underwater, what did you wanted the most?" The young man said, "Air." So Socrates said, "Son, there is no secret to success. When you want success as badly as you wanted air, when you are in the water, you will have it. Nobody will able to stop you that day. This is called the burning desire." So let me simplify this. This is a short story. So that man was dug into the water, and he was struggling for air every now and then. So he was looking for air. Once I get released out of the water, I will breathe some fresh air. That is necessary to live. That is necessary for our life. That is how success works like. If you have a burning desire for success, now for every now and then you will struggle for it. For every now and then, like the air underwater, you will start finding the success in every here and there. That is called the burning desire. That is called the passion inside a professional, inside a sales professional, or no matter what he is doing, what she is doing. This is called the burning desire. Wise people learn from their mistakes, but wiser people learn from others' mistakes. They read books, they follow others' example, they communicate or they network with different people to gain some expertise, to learn their mistakes, learn their learnings, and focus on themselves, and they try to avoid such mistakes. They are already aware what mistake they can do and how to avoid this from their knowledge, and they have a prevention for that. Where you will be 5 years from now will depend upon the kind of book you read and the kind of company you keep. I already said, I have said many times in my videos and my podcast, the importance of your surrounding and your mindset. In order to succeed, you need a positive attitude and a positive mindset, and the mindset develops from your surrounding and from the knowledge and from the subconscious things, the thought process developed in your mind. And that thought process you can develop by reading such books like self-help books, positive interviews, living in a positive society with positive surrounding. You don't need so many people around you. You can have one or two people who are positive and who can push you to level up, who can motivate you whenever you need something, or whenever you fail badly, they can help you to bounce back. So that kind of surrounding you need, that kind of thought process you need in order to develop a positive mindset, and in order to succeed after 4 years, 5 years, and whatever or how many years it takes, but these things help in that. So selling is an art because you are dealing with humans who are unpredictable. It is also an art because it takes creativity to be good at sales, to be a good sales professional, involving innovation and uniqueness with each prospect. So see, what is art? Why sales called art? Many people will say sales is art, sales is art. Let me simplify why. So in art is unpredictable. Art is nothing like you have to do this. An artist can make a girl a boy. He can make a human to a demon. He can make an animal speak. You can make anything. He can make a tree living. So he have the creativity, he have the innovation, or she has the innovation. So he or she can do whatever they want in their art. And in sales, the same thing you can do. You can show your uniqueness with each prospects, because you have to deal with real-time humans. You have to deal with unpredictable humans. You have to deal with unpredictable situations, occasions, circumstances, with toxic people, with good people, with diplomatic people. So in that case, your uniqueness, your innovation is required. And if you are not good in this, if you are not innovative, if you think yourself you are not innovative, I don't have any innovation, I don't have any creativity, so my dear friend, you have to understand one thing: this uniqueness, this innovation develops with time, grows with time, a period of time, by enhancing your learning, enhancing your knowledge, enhancing your experience. And that is how you can deal with some real-time environment, real-time situation and circumstances. So it is one of the most crucial art, I can say, or skill one can practice, one can develop, one can learn. So my dear friend, this art can be mastered with continuous practice and learning. So a good sales professional lives by a motto: customer first, commission second. They don't focus on commission. Most of the people think result matters, efforts are not, and that is one of the true thing in sales, in the society. But the fact is, a real sales professional doesn't focus upon the commission. He focuses upon building relationships, delivering good values, thinking upon their customers, the benefit of their customers, solving their problems. So for a good sales professional, his customer is first, not the commission. So you have to focus on your customer before the commission in order to become a pro, in order to become a professional. Success is not measured by how high we go up in life, but how many times we bounce back after we fall down. That makes a man strong. It doesn't matter how high you go, how high you fly, but it definitely matters, and the whole world takes the inspiration out of that. This man has fallen down, this man was bankrupted, he had no motivation, he was broke, he had no hope left, but still he bounced back. He came back with a new motivation, with a new thought process, and he showed up the entire world how it can be done, how examples can be made, how history can be made. People can get inspired out of that, and you have to make that history by bouncing back at your difficult time. Remember, my dear friend, it is not from the book, but it is my thought process tough time never stands, but tough people do. So you have to stand in the tough time, and tough people, bad people, or wise people, which makes a man unique, the characteristics developed in those people who stand in those difficult times. So you have to keep it in your mind, in your personality, and in your thought process that difficult time will come, but I have to stand with that time, and I have to bounce back in order to set example, in order to set history. 80% of the sales 80% of sales are made after the fifth call, and that 80% people quit before the fifth call. This is called selling for your competitors. My dear friends, this is a study the author has narrated. Most of the sale happens after the fifth call. So whenever most of the people or some newcomer, some newbie, they come to sales and they think I will go and in 1:1 ratio I will get the sales, and I will give a presentation, I will follow up, and I will get the sales. But things doesn't work in that way. Most of the sales happens after the fifth call, and no matter if your customer is not interested in your product, you have to focus on your value and how it can be benefit to your customer. So you have to call them, you have to solve their problems, you have to ask them his doubt. And sometimes people hesitate, no matter your product is good, he is interested, but he have some hesitation in his mind. He doesn't want to share with you because he is not familiar with you, he don't trust you, he don't know you. So you have to become familiar with him, and you have to meet him again and again, you have to call him again and again with his permission, with all due respect. So all the sales is happen with up to fifth call, and most of the people quit before that. Before the fifth call they quit. In just 1 or 2 call they just quit. This customer is not interested, this customer is not my type, this customer is not a good prospect. They judge on upon that customer. But the reality is, you make the things easy for your competitor. You make all the things easy for your competitor, because when you make third or fourth call and the fifth call is made by your competitor, the sales gets made, because that is the strategy, that is the statistics the author saying here. So this is called selling for your competitor. So if you are finding a prospect, you have followed up him, so you have to focus upon the next follow. You have to follow for the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and most of the sales will be made after the fifth call, after the fifth follow up, after the fifth made up. You have to keep that in your mind. So don't sell for your competitors. Most of the people in network marketing do that. They approach a person, he is not interested, they quit, and later they see this person has joined with somebody else, this person buy that product from somebody else, that person has done the insurance with somebody else. That is because you make things easier for your competitors. If you are focusing upon a customer, you have to focus upon him until the sales is made, and you have to continuously follow, you have to solve the problems, you have to clear all the doubts, and that is the process you need to follow. Everyone wants to win in life, but very few people are willing to pay the price to prepare to win. Most people are not willing to do the efforts and not willing to pay the price to win. I don't take my words in the monetary way. I'm not saying to purchase something or something, but a price is required to pay for everything. You have to sacrifice something, you have to sacrifice your family functions, you have to sacrifice your date nights, you have to sacrifice your some TV shows, you have to sacrifice some family get together. There are lots of occasions, there are lots of parties, there are lots of sleepless nights, there are lots of hard works to do, and that is the real price of success. And most of the people are not willing to do them. Most of the people are not willing to compromise with their priorities. But in order to get the success, in order to get the trophy in your life, the success in your life, you have to understand the value of sacrificing and paying the price of the success. That is called the price of success, and you have to pay it. A relationship in selling means the following. Relationship is required in selling, and here is how the author is saying. Number one, people buy people first. People buy from people. I have already discussed in the last podcast. You have to sell yourself first before selling your product. You have to make a breeze. You have to make your customer feel good. Second thing, then they buy from the people, and lastly they buy from the company. Okay, so firstly people will buy you, then people will buy from you, and then they will buy from your company. So you have to follow the process. You have to sell yourself first, then your product, and then from your company. You have to follow that process, and you have to build a relationship. You have to make a breeze. You have to build a trust factor there. Building a relationship is a process, not a event. Understand that this is a process, this is not a event. So continuous effort is required for building a relationship. It is a continuous journey. This is a process, not a single time or a certain event you can make in an instance. It requires time, it requires effort. So it can be tough, but it will be very fruitful for your profession, for your work, and for your effort. Be innovative and creative. That is what makes selling an art. I already told you, you have to become innovative, you have to become creative in order to deal with real-time humans, with real-time customer, and that makes selling is an art. Logic open minds, but emotion opens the checkbook. You will give him lots of logics. You will give him, my product is the best, my product can grow your hair, my product will cure your cancer, cure your stomach disease, it will lose your fat, it will make your air purified. You can give all the facts, all the statistics, all the logic, but the people will buy from you when you will connect your product with a story that a customer can relate with. When you there is a saying, logic story sells, logic tells, and story sells, something like that. So your story can sell a lot of things, and all the great sellers, all the great network marketeers, all the good marketeers you see now on your YouTube, you now see them on the Facebook ads and Google ads and YouTube ads. All they are great storytellers. They connect you first by telling you a story, and that is how you pay attention to them. So before selling anything to your customer, before giving them any logics, try to connect your product with your customer through a story that customer can relate with himself and the product, and the sale will make, and your checkbook will open by that story. Now I will tell you a short story regarding the psychology of a buyer, how a buyer thoughts. There is a small story given by this author. So the story is, there was this little girl who used to buy a pound of chocolates every day from one shop. One day her mother told her to buy chocolates from another shop. The girl said, "No mom, I want to buy from the same shop because I get more chocolates from this shop." The mother could not understand the daughter's answer because to her a pound means a pound. So she asked, "How do you know this salesperson gives you more chocolates?" The little girl explained that every time he puts chocolate in his packet, he would always add more after weighing. She always thought that shop owner was giving her extra. but the other salesman always put more chocolate initially and after weighing a pound took out a few. The little girl got impression that the first salesman was giving more and the other one was taking out. So that is how a small girl was thinking when both the salesmen were giving same 1 pound of chocolates. So one salesperson was initially giving little less chocolates, and he keeps adding on chocolates until it gets 1 pound. So the girl thought it was more chocolate, while at the other hand, the another salesperson initially took more chocolates from a pound, and he took away some chocolates in order to equal the balance, the weight. So the girl thought one salesperson is giving some more chocolate and another is giving less. So that is why I was telling about the X factor in my last podcast. Why people buy from you, why people buy from a particular shop, from a particular cafe, from a particular restaurant, from a particular person, or go to a particular doctor, because of this X factor. And you have to develop that X factor. So here what was the X factor? The X factor was adding more chocolates for that girl. So he was continuously buying from that person. So in that way, the psychology of buyer can be it is manipulated by many of the salespersons, but that is the reality how a customer thought. So you have to act according to that, and you have to impress them as per your psychology, and that is how you can produce more sales and create more productiveness in your work. Treat others the way you want to be treated. For a salesperson, communication is an important factor, and if you want to be treated respectfully, humbly, you have to pay the person in front of you in the same manner. You have to treat them in an equal manner. You have to treat the person in the same way, and you will be treated in return in same way. When opportunity meets preparation, it is called good luck. Many people think if it is in my luck, I will get. But author is saying when opportunity meets preparation, it is called good luck. If you are not trying for something, let's see. I already explained in my previous video or previous podcast. You are dependent on luck. You are playing Ludo and you are thinking your dice will come like 6. But you are not throwing the dice. If you are not throwing the dice, there is no luck you will get 6. But you have thrown the dice, there will be a probability, there will be a possibility you can get the 6. So that is how our luck works. Opportunity meets with preparation. You have to get prepared, you have to stay prepared, you have to empower yourself, you have to enlighten yourself before meeting with any opportunity, and that is how one opportunity can come in your life and can help you to get that luck. Now, using sales tool and demonstrations involves other sensory factors and allows the prospect to participate with buying the process. Your product should appeal to all their senses, appropriate touch, feel, smells, and so on. And many people, that is why many salesperson you might have seen, they give many samples. Like if you go to a fragrance store, if you go to a perfume store, they will spray some perfume on you to take the trial, smell it, or they will spray some in your wrinkles or in your wrist to smell it, and you can sense how it smells. They can give you one chocolate to taste, some sample. They can give you some sweets. They can give you a dress to take a trial. They can give you a sunglass to wear it and see in the mirror how you looks. So they give you different tools, or they use different tools to showcase or to win your all senses, your eye, your nose, your ear. They give you if you go to a mall, they will give you some free massage because they want to make you feel good. when I was in network marketing, there were several tools, like there was car book, there was some testimonials, there was some videos. So we have to impress our customer with all the senses. So give them trials, give them different tools to try. They will get involved in that by that manner, and it will be beneficial for you, and the chances will be higher that the customer will purchase that time, or they will make the purchase from you. Prospecting is a lifeblood and key to success in the art of selling. You have to keep prospecting, you have to keep finding new people, you have to keep making the relationships, you have to take their contacts, you have to build your email list, if you have to build your phone contact list. And that is the more contact you will get, the more contact you will have, the more approaches you can make, and that is how the sale will work. That is how you can sell to those prospects. It is a number game completely, it is based upon the number. So you have to focus on prospecting, and on daily basis you have to keep finding new people. People think like people in network marketing, or I have been into network marketing, so I know the reality. But different people are into different marketing, and you have also seen that if you have given a target to achieve something or to go some level, they start prospecting in the initial days, but later they keep focusing on training, and that is a good thing. But prospecting has also an importance, or it is a great factor in selling. So so author is saying this is a lifeblood, like in our veins blood is flowing continuously. One day that blood will stop and the people will die, all we will die. And that is how once you stop prospecting, and your team will start scattering, your customer might stop the purchase. So how you will keep that going? The answer is keep the prospecting on, keep finding new people on daily basis, and you will never get lack of the customers and prospects. So keep that in your habit, and you will get great success regardless how busy a person is today or how well they are doing. If they are looking to achieve good results in selling, they must engage in prospecting every day. Makes sense? So good and consistent action brings success, or brings business. Here author is saying brings business. Okay, so you have to consistently work and you have to produce the result. It never fails. Referrals are good way of prospecting. So here is one secret author has given here. One of the major secrets of prospecting is asking for referrals. Ask referrals to your customers. If your customer is satisfied, ask him or ask her, sir, ma'am, can you give some referrals? Can you refer this product to somebody from your family, from your friends? And that is how your list will never go out of it will never end. Okay, so you can start finding unlimited and potential prospects by that manner. And I'll tell you how. If somebody has referred someone, for their respect, they pay attention to your product, because his friend, his family member, or somebody they know, they have referred them for that product. So it is a great way of prospecting. Nobody wants to know how you will do. We all want to know how you did do. So nobody will pay attention like it is something similar to. Efforts are not judged, or it is not rewarded. Your results are rewarded. So nobody is interested to know what you are going to know or what you have planned to do. But people will be interested to know that what is the secret of yours when you did it, when you sold it, when you sold the high ticket product, when you sold hundreds of product, when you sold the entire unit of product, people will ask you how. So people are only focused upon the results. So you have to focus upon your results, and you have to focus upon your efforts also, and you have to increase your numbers. Great minds have purposes, others have wishes. So it is said by Washington Irving. So great minds, for great people, legends, they have purpose in their life, but others have only wishes. Out of your sales journey, you can have some purpose to empower people or to make a difference. You can set an example, you can do something. So you should have a purpose. At least you should have a purpose for yourself and for your family, for somebody upon which you can work upon. But rest of the people, purpose is well defined. You are going to achieve. You know, I am going to achieve it. But others have only wishes. If it comes, then fine. If it is not comes, if I cannot achieve, that is also fine. So they don't focus upon that. Lack of ambition. There is a fisherman's story. Okay, there was a fisherman who every time he caught a big fish would throw it back into the river, keeping only the smaller ones. A man watching this unusual behavior asked the fisherman why he was doing this. The fisherman replied, "Because I have a small frying pan." Most people never make it in life because they are carrying a small frying pan, and that is limited thinking. With limited thinking, we cannot achieve big results, big outcomes. So you have to open your mind like a parachute. Your mind and parachute both have a similarity. They both work when they are open. So you have to open your mind so that you can have a big frying pan for the big fishes, right? So work upon your thought process and open your mind. An organized schedule has a payoff. An unorganized schedule you have to pay for. So if you have a organized schedule, you are waking up early, you are working, doing all your works timely, you are punctual, you are dedicated, you are doing the efforts, it will pay you off. But unorganized schedule you have to pay for. You will end of your life by paying all the bills because you don't have a organized schedule. So you will not get some extraordinary outcomes. If you waste time, time will waste you. Don't waste your time. Otherwise, time will waste you after a long period, after a few years. Nothing is magical is going to happen at the first, at the last moment unless consistent effort has made in advance. You have to make a lot of efforts in advance in order to get some magical results. We all have waiting time in life. Winners wait for their destination and losers wait for their destiny. If you are a winner, you have to wait for your destination. You already know this is my destination. Otherwise, if you are a loser, you are not a winner. You have to wait for your destiny. Wise people build stones, those are thrown at them. You might have heard this. You can build a palace, or you can build a house out of the stones thrown on you. Collect those stones and build your empire, build your palace. That means lot of people will come and criticize you, lot of people will reject you, but learn from that. Learn from those rejections, learn from those criticisms, work upon yourself, develop yourself, make yourself better and excel. on which field you are working, it doesn't matter. But work upon yourself, enhance your skills, enhance your will, and you will be succeeding. Do something that can set examples. Do something that can set examples before others, because you are not born to be a part of crowd. You are born to be the reason for that crowd. So do something, set examples that your destiny will lead you to that direction. Now I have some notes on addressing objections of hidden concerns. Like, one objection can be raised: cost is too much or price is too high. So here, what can be the concern of your customer? So the customer can be unsure about the value, whether it is the real worth. This is actually a table I have made, and I am explaining you one by one. So let's talk about the first concern. He is not sure about the value or whether it really is. So he will think it is too costly or it is too pricey. So what is the solution? So you have to provide them solution by confirming the value. How much value they are getting, how much value you are delivering, you have to explain him. And that is how you can explain this is not costly, you are actually getting some worth value for that. Second, what is the urgency? What is the urgency, or why now? People will think, I will talk you later, I will think it and I will let you know. But most of the people, most of the good salesperson close the sales on the first meet. So how to do this? So what is the concern? So concern is here, why the customer should decide now. They can decide later. How they are saying, I can think it later and I will let you know. So you have to tell them the act of delay. By waiting later, what he or she can lose, how the offer can end, how he can miss the discount. You have to explain. Next objection is, I am happy with my present supplier. Why I need to buy from you? You can tell them what is the concern here. Let us explain why I should change. I am happy with my existing supplier. Why I should buy from you? So give them the benefit of changing, adding a second source. If they are adding a second source, or if they are purchasing it from you, what can be the benefits? Tell them. Explain them the benefits. By purchasing from you, you can give them some additional offers. You can give them some additional value. In return of that, you can give some bonuses. Bad experience with your company. If he is saying, I don't have good experience with your company, so the concern is he is afraid of loss. So show him or show her some proof that you have improved. I remember when I was my first company in network marketing, that cost was too high. Like it costs around 10,000, 15,000, 17,000, that amount of money just for computer courses. So people were not happy with that product. But how we were following up, how we were taught to follow up, like or many people have done at their first time, they have done it before and they didn't made such money, or they are not able to sell, they face some difficult times, or they had some bad experiences. So we try to explain them that this time the company has changed, many new courses have introduced, many new features have introduced in the marketing plan, lots of things have changed. So you have to explain your customer like you are changed and you don't have to go through that same bad time again. So that is how You can tell like you have improved and now you will not have to face any difficult time. Next concern is I will talk to my advisor. He may not be the decision maker or looking for justify his decision. He might say like I will talk to my parents, I will talk to my father, I will talk to my brother, I will talk to my partner, and I will decide whether I have to purchase this product or I have to go with your services or not. So how you can give them their resolution? You can give them reassurance or demonstrate risk reduction, like how they can get less risk, or it is how it is risk free, so he can take the decision for himself. If he is willing to ask somebody from his family, anybody, so he is not sure, like he is thinking that he might get some loss or he might get in a risk. So you have to tell them there is no risk, or you have to explain them how the risk can be reduced, and the decision can be made by the person. Last but not the least, I want to think it again. So they are afraid of making wrong decision. They want to decide it again. They tell, I'll think it again, I will think it thoroughly. And again, you have to give them reassurance. There is no risk, there is nothing to lose, there is nothing to afraid. You have to tell such things. So these are some of the objection and hidden concerns which you can address by this manner as per the author in this book. Lastly, let's discuss about the telephone and making appointments. Lot of people, what they do, in my last Hindi podcast I told you one thing in the beginning. Lot of people make a mistake, like they call a person and they think in just 2 minutes, in just 5 minutes, after giving the presentation, the sales will be closed, and that doesn't work up like that. But many people do also that. In foreign countries or western countries, people close the sales over call, and nowadays in eastern countries also, in India also, a lot of people are doing good over phone calls or telecom calls. Lots of calls on our daily basis we are getting, but those calls are not productive, I will rather say. But how to win on the phone calls as well, the author is giving some value or some pointers here. Like if you are shy, you are hesitating to make a phone call, then ask yourself these questions. If you are not good at phone calls, if you are not making any sales, if you are not willing to go anywhere, or if it is a pandemic or something else, if you are under some circumstances and if you are hesitating a phone call, if you have already made them, or if you have to call them for an appointment, you have to make a phone call. There are some necessities of phone calls, we cannot avoid that, but there are some hesitation among us, within us, due to which we don't will to make the phone call. So if we are hesitating, if you are shy or if you are hesitating to make the phone call, there are some questions to ask ourselves. What is the worst can happen? What the worst can happen? He can beat me, he can steal something to me, he can file a case, whatever. What is the worst thing can happen? If the worst happens, so what? If the worst thing happens, then what will happen then? And what is the outcome out of that? If I didn't call, I would have been rejected without any effort anyway. If I don't make a phone call, it is already a rejection. I am afraid of rejection. I am afraid he will say no to me. He will not come with me. If I am approaching her for a date and she will say no to me, so what is the worst thing can happen? And if the worst thing happen, is it worse than the rejection? And if I don't make a phone call, it is already a rejection. She'll go with somebody else. If I'll get rejected, so what? At least I had the courage to make an effort. I get rejected, so what? I already made an effort, and effort are never wasted. It will help you to level up. It will make your version 2.0. It will enhance your personality, your skills, your knowledge, your experience. A lot of things can be enhanced, can be developed by making such efforts. So never get hesitated to do such things. Make phone calls, write sales letters, do emailing, meet them personally, do Zoom calls, whatever it takes, but try to close. Make efforts. Try to sell ethically. Provide them solution. Value your customer. Make it a win-win situation. And that is how you can excel in selling. That is all about the summary of You Can Sell book. I might have missed some points, but I thought these points are the most necessary points for myself and for anybody who is willing to learn selling. But there is a lot of things in the book. If you are willing to learn about this book, or if you want to read this book, you can purchase it and you can read it yourself. If possible, I'll give a link in my description so that you can visit the link and you can purchase it. And that is all about You Can Sell. I hope you have learned so many things on selling, and implementing this in your life, you will excel in selling, you will gain expertise on selling, and you will never hesitate to make an effort for selling by taking such knowledge and such experience from a person and such a mindset from an expert person. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for sticking till the end of this podcast, and in the next podcast, in the next video, in the next episode, we will discuss upon some other topics. You can suggest something, some recommendations, some books, your questions you want to ask me, and I will go through one by one upon them, and I will try to make a detailed video or podcast upon them. So thank you so much again for sticking till the end, and I will meet you in the next podcast, in the next episode. Till then, you stay safe, stay happy, stay motivated. Take care and goodbye.